Hey folks, this is Mr. Millette coming to you to talk a little bit about the B4 Weathering Activity Lab. This is normally a lab we would do in class so that you would be using a couple of supplies, a combination of calcium carbonates like chalk. You'd also be working with some vinegar at varying temperatures, and you'd also get a chance to use a couple of the other tools and instruments. But the big thing here is we're going to try to discuss weathering and give you a chance to see how weathering can be affected by a couple different factors, namely temperature, and also surface area. But this is going to be part one. Part A, actually, I think it's referred to. So we got procedure part A. Things you're going to need. You're going to need three different graduated cylinders of vinegar. We have hot, room temperature, and cold. And I'll give you those temperatures in a moment. About 50 mLs of the vinegar. And then you're going to have three nice, clean, new pieces of chalk, and that's complete pieces of chalk. And I'll tell you that it's amazing how precise they are. The scale tells me that they're 9.8 grams. 9.8 grams. I'll just do that to confirm. 9.8 grams. So 9.8 grams, and I've done all three of them. They're all still 9.8 grams. So when it comes to filling in your chart, remember that the mass of the chalk is 9.8. So I kind of show you what's going on here. You've got all these materials that you can use. And then you're going to go, we've got the 50 mLs, we've got the hot, we've got the room temperature, we've got the cold. We're going to use a coffee filter to kind of go and strain the remnants of the chalk when we're all done. Each piece of chalk is going to be in one of these graduated cylinders for 1 minute each. So I'm going to probably do a delayed dropping in of the chalk by probably about a minute, just to give me time to go and prepare in between each section. So I'm going to have my timer all set up here to make it a little bit easier. And let me go and just show you what you're going to be putting into the chart here. You've got your beginning mass of the chalk in grams. I told you that's 9.8 grams. Each piece is 9.8, so 9.8, 9.8, 9.8 in all three of these. And then we'll try and find the ending mass. And I may actually have to pause the recording to show you at the end after I've dried them, because it does recommend that you dry them with a paper towel so that it's as dry as can be and consistent. So let's get started with this the experiment here. Okay, I'm going to start off with the hot, and I'll get the timer started here, and I'm going to hit start and drop that in to the hot, and hopefully give you guys a chance to see this a little bit better right there. So here we go. Here comes the hot. So that is the hot graduated cylinder right there. You can see it's foaming up. Ooh, hopefully it doesn't go over the top. Now, a lot of this, the reason we've got this experiment, this chemical reaction occurring right now, is that the vinegar is an acid, and it's definitely going and causing the calcium bicarbonate to break down. Oh, please don't make a big mess here. That's probably why we're supposed to use 50. So that is the hot one right there. And I'm going to stop the timer. I'm going to stop the experiment at 1 minute. I'm going to go and take this hot graduated cylinder, and I'm going to pour it into one of my beakers over here with a coffee cup or coffee filter right on top. So it looks like the majority of the reaction has occurred. Notice how fast that reaction occurred. Very so that's the hot vinegar. And so I'm going to go and drop this in to the room temperature. There's that going in, and now I'm going to take this and pour this into the into this. So I apologize here. I'm going to pour that in so it doesn't make too much of a mess here. All right. Alrighty, just drying this up a little bit here. And this one here, you'll notice, didn't go and bubble as aggressively. This is the room temperature one. So we're actually at the 2 minute mark for that. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to pour that one into a different beaker. with another coffee filter. And again, I'm just giving each one of these pieces of chalk a chance to go and be in the presence of the vinegar for 1 minute each. And then we're going to collect the chalk that's left over. And I'm referring to the large piece of chalk that we're collecting in each case. All right. Draining out that vinegar. And I need to go and get a paper towel here. All right, paper towels. Oh, nice. So this will be the room temperature piece of chalk. Room temperature. I'll put that in the waste right there. Let's get this piece of chalk out. Oh, it broke. One. And let's get that other piece right here. Actually, it broke into 2 chunks. Wow. 3. All right. Put that into the waste. And I'll show you what this looks like in a moment here. I do apologize. Obviously, I got my timer going still. I haven't gone and put in the cold one quite yet. I'll be doing that momentarily here. Just need a paper towel to clean myself up a little bit. All right. And I apologize. I should have gone and grabbed the temperature of these items here. So let me just quickly see what the temperature was of the warm one. The warm one was... The warm vinegar was 85.7. And the room temperature was 60. Just checking. 67.4. And now the cold one. The cold one is 50. Oh, no, keep going down. 49 degrees Fahrenheit. So not really, really cold, but definitely cold enough compared to the other ones. So 49 degrees. Let's try this one. So we need a minute on the timer for this. And the timer for this one. And I'm going to drop it in at the 5:30 mark. And we'll stop it at the 6:30. 3, 2, 1. There we go. And as you can see, there is definitely a reaction occurring. However, compared to the other ones, it is a much slower reaction. Any idea as to why this reaction would occur so slowly compared to the room temperature and then also compared to the hot vinegar? Any idea why the reaction would occur more slowly? Ideas, students? Well, I can tell you that for the most part, it has to do with the kinetic energy of the liquid. The hot vinegar is moving around much more than the room temperature, and still more so than the cold vinegar. And so that kinetic energy, that motion of those molecules moving around, bouncing and checking things out in there, is helping to stir up, helping to increase the surface area by just literally having the liquids move around, so that any of the liquid that... Oh, and here we go. I need to go and stop this in 3 seconds here. Gotta pour this out into my final beaker here. Yep. Time to do so. And I'll take the chalk. All right. And put this into the waste basket. Alrighty, excellent. So, as you can see here, I apologize, got some chalk on my camera. Bugger. As you can see, we have 3 samples left here. We've got the hot, the room temperature, and the cold. And you're going to notice that the size of them is definitely considerably different. So here's the hot. Here is the room temperature one. And here is the cold piece of chalk. So it almost looks like it wasn't adjusted or didn't go through any chemical reaction at all. So it's very much looking like the original piece of chalk, not really affected too much here. So that's the cold again. Here's the room temperature. And here is the hot vinegar. There's not much left of it here. So our last step here, ladies and gentlemen, is to go and measure the mass of it. So I'm going to give it a couple of moments here to dry in the air, and then I will go and put them on the scale, and I will continue with the update on the weight, all right, or the mass. All right, give me a moment. All right, students. So we're good to keep going here. I gave the chalk a chance to dry a little bit, and so now we're going to go and place the chalk onto the scale here. So here we go. This is the cold vinegar chalk. The cold vinegar chalk. And as you can see there on that balance, I'm seeing a value of 7.5. So that is the cold vinegar ending mass. The cold vinegar ending mass of 7.5. Again, all these pieces of chalk started at 9.8. So that's the cold vinegar. And now we'll do room temperature. Room temperature 6.0. So check that out, a little bit less. 6.0 for the room temperature. So I hope you're writing them down. 6.0 for the room temperature. This is the ending mass. And last but not least, the 3 pieces for the hot. Get that up there. Chunk here. And a chunk here. Oh boy. Stay with me. All right. And so the ending mass for the hot vinegar, as you can see here, 2.9 for the hot vinegared mass of the chalk. All right, students. So this is the end of part A. So go ahead and work on completing your chart here. Finish the difference in mass, obviously that's subtraction, and then try and find the percentage change. This will be a percent and or decimal value. So good luck with that, folks. I will see you for part B in a moment.